Hello everyone, my name is Max Aulakh and I am fielding questions from the CMMC webinar. This particular question came from somebody named Glenn. And the question is there a standard universal definition of CUI, or is the definition unique to each DoD contractor? Yes, to both. There is a standard definition, and then you can also have definitions and applicability each to unique not only a DoD contractor, but actual DoD program or a DoD contract. So you can have, broadly speaking, CUI definition applied to your business, or you can be on a very specific program, very specific contract that actually labels CUI properly. So I'm going to share the standard definition. This is the legal definition. You should always consult an attorney to actually review what this means. But simply put, it's the information that government creates or an entity creates. That could be a small business on behalf of the government, right? So if you're creating certain types of information for the government, that could be considered CUI. Now, there is a website out there that I'll share with you that kind of lists out the CUI. This is called the DoD CUI program, and the website is dodcui.mil. And if you scroll down, this is called a CUI index. You'll see all the different types of information that could be considered CUI. When you scroll through this information, what you'll notice is that this is a very broad category, right? What business doesn't have budget information or comptroller information? This is where you really need to get some advisement from a legal counsel on how to manage CUI, what is CUI, and a cyber professional like myself. What we generally create is what's called a data classification policy internal to your business. Now, the next thing I want to show you very quickly is that not all CUI is created equally. In fact, government, yes, the government has released CUI, marked it properly, and it's available to you in public format. It just doesn't need to be protected. When you read through the actual definition of the law, you'll start to see vocabulary such as basic CUI and specified CUI, and then you have all of these different categories. So there's a lot of basic CUI information which says no controls need to be applied, and government actually produces a lot of this information and it's released in public form, sometimes marked, sometimes unmarked. So here's an example of CUI that you see within government that's being released, and it's marked. So this website is called fedramp.gov. It falls under GSA, which is an agency of the U.S. government. This is describing different courses you can take. So if you click on the PDF version of a course, of any of these courses, you'll see that it basically gives you the entire course. Now this course information, as you can see at the bottom, it's marked as controlled unclassified information. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't necessarily need to protect the integrity of this information, meaning somebody can't break into the system and change the information. But so there are controls on this fedramp.gov website. I'm not saying that it's not protected, but what we need to understand is that when CUI is created, we can't just blindly look at this information here and say, well, everything is CUI. We need to apply some sort of logic to categorize different types of information. If you read through all the different guidances during actual information creation, before you even know what kind of information it is, experts conduct what normally is called a damage assessment. And the question we're trying to answer is, if this information was to get out, how much damage can it cause to the government in aggregate, or also just individual pieces of information? And that's the kind of analysis we need to be able to conduct as security professionals in order to help different businesses on protecting what matters versus blindly just putting everything in a CUI bucket. So again, a standard definition provided by legal authorities, and then we have to actually peel back the layers and conduct a proper type of assessment to really see how and what kind of information applies to your business. Thank you for sending in the questions. If you have anything else, please send them at info@ignyteplatform.com. Thank you very much. Have a good day.